Pum pum pum. Good afternoon, and good afternoon. I was just trying to think. I used to like that one, saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Can't really say that now. So, good afternoon, and wherever you are in the world, welcome to the show. Welcome, hello everyone, nice to see you. How are you doing? How are things out there? Desiree, hello, how lovely to see you. Emily as well, how fabulous. And Beatrice, excellent. Beatrice, I got your message. Yeah, have no worries, we'll sort it all out. You'll be getting an email and everything, it'll all be coming soon. Make sure you've registered your interest. If you're interested in the Masterclass, going to be next Tuesday now. If you're interested in that, there are limited places. There is only about 50 places, so 23 of them have gone already to people who had already spoken to me. So if you want to get in there, I'm going to send out another link tomorrow. So make sure you get in there because that'll all be, they go pretty quick. So how are you guys? Great to see you all. Everybody well? Good weekends, I trust. Dublin is open again for business. My hair will soon be cut. I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited about all sorts of things. I've had a great weekend. Have you? I hope you have. I went out to see some friends, which was lovely. Went and had a really nice dinner with some friends, which was great. Actually, going and talking to what they call human beings, apparently. Have you ever come across them? Strange bunch. But we don't mind them. They're okay. I know, it's great. I had a really nice time. I hope you guys did too. I went for a swim in the sea, sorted things out like that. Always very important for me to get in to do that. Mandy is full of baked beans. I'm slightly concerned about this. I have a slight concern. Hey, Brian, how are you doing? Emily, how's things? How's it going over there? Hey, Melissa. Oh, look, everyone says it's fantastic. Oh, great. Because auditioning for a new voiceover project. Good stuff. Very glad to hear it. You haven't got a link yet. The links are coming out soon. Don't worry, Sean. All coming soon. No worries. I've said hi to Melissa, and Clara's here. How lovely. Everybody's here. Great. This is obviously a better time. So this works for most people. This is cool. I'm glad about that. This all really came down because of Arlene and her child. That's what we're sorting things out. But isn't that great? We're all at a better time. All is good. Now, oh no, that was the masterclass. Anyway, same thing. So, guys, what I want to talk to us all about today is what I call the subject of congruence. It's personal congruence. Now, that might be something you may be familiar with, you may not be familiar with, but you know that feeling when you're incongruent, when you're feeling congruent, when you feel that all parts of you are aligned, when you're feeling you're connected and you're feeling engaged. And then sometimes you have that feeling, and I'm sure you know it, or do you, the feeling of incongruence, when you feel out of kilter, when you're not connecting with yourself, when you don't feel like you're flowing. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're going for a self-tape or something like that, and maybe the self-tape is, quite an important one. Let's say it's an important one you've got to do, and it's a good outcome, and it would really change your life. But all you're thinking about is, doing the dishes, or your energy is low and it should be high, and maybe you're focused on something else, and you're feeling out of kilter with what it is you're supposed to be doing. That's an example of what I call incongruence. I'm in a state of congruence now. I'm connecting, I'm feeling, I'm connecting, I'm thinking with you, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm feeling congruent in my connection and my connectivity with you. Yeah? So give me an example, each of you, of a time, preferably related to, maybe auditioning or to performing or to doing a self-tape or meeting the agent. There's another example. You're going in to meet the agent, and you want to be strong and connected, and you want to have a good talk, and you want to put forward your, I want this to happen, I want this to change. But you're thinking about, something else. You're focused on, let's say you're focused on, your guitar lesson next Thursday, or maybe you're focused on, what's the wind happening outside your focus is elsewhere. Get the idea? Give me an example of an incongruent moment that you may have had. Okay. Hey, Viv, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Okay. Give me an example in the comments of a time when you felt and experienced being incongruent, out of step with yourself, out of kilter with yourself, off balance. Get the idea? Somewhere where you think, yeah, I'm not on it. Do you know that kind of a feeling? Maybe you had the interview and you were just not focused on 100% on the job. Maybe you were focused, you had a self-tape and you were thinking about all the self-taping equipment, all the cameras, and you're focused on all of that. And have I got the lights right? Have I got the background right? When you feel incongruent. Timothy, maybe you're thinking about, there's a voiceover project you're doing or something like that, and maybe you're feeling, that thing when you're going into the room, you're going to do something really cool, but you're focused on that your voice isn't sounding right, or something like that. What I call being incongruent. Do you understand what I mean? Give me an example in the comments of what you consider to be an incongruent moment. Anyone? Any ideas? Or does no one know what I'm talking about? There you go. There you go. Brilliant, Brian. Doing a self-tape, mind not in the zone. Oh, yeah. Anyone else ever had that? Yes. Okay. I've had that. Absolutely. Sometimes it's like, whoa, what's the point of this self-tape? I'm never going to get this. Someone else is going to get this. Why am I sending this? Do you know that kind of thing where you're focused on something else rather than just being in it? Yeah, thinking of inconsequential things. Isn't it strange how we do this? When you think about it, so often it's so rare that we get a self-tape and one comes through the door and you think, oh, how fantastic. Yes, what am I cooking tomorrow? Says, yes, yes, yes. Siobhan, yeah, on stage doing last scene dried up, but in a second it came. Absolutely. You're just out of gear, out of slight focus. Yeah, Timothy says, yeah, always focus on my phone, getting ready in the recording on properly. Yeah, so that's when it's working well. But what do you do when it's not working? Yeah, self-taping, says Arlene. Yeah, keep bringing your mind back to be 100% in it. Yeah, bringing your mind back to be 100% in it. That's a perfect example of being incongruent. So what I'm going to do with you today and give you this wonderful thing is a way that you can tell. It's a way that you can utilize your unconscious mind to support you, and it will give you a kind of internal signal so that you will know when you are incongruent, but also you'll know when you are feeling congruent. And also you'll be able to bring yourself back into congruent. Yeah, here's Melissa going, yeah, tech rehearsals, so much going on, thinking how much longer? Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's a perfect one. Rather than being in the moment, focused on what's happening, staying congruent with the other people, your brain is going off, and listen, everybody does this. So don't worry. There's nothing wrong with doing this. I want you to recognize that. You're not broken. There's nothing mad. It's all good. But it would be beneficial, would it not, to be able to bring yourself back into those moments whenever you need. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with a little bit of a relaxation again, because I find that really helps, and I hope you do too. This 3 breaths process, just to put everything that's been going on, all the COVID stuff out of the way. Did you get we've been getting these, organic vegetables, getting organic vegetables delivery, I'm thinking they're coming today, and will they come in the middle of the... No, let's just focus on being here. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So just take 3 deep, slow breaths in through the nose. Absolutely. That's a perfect example, Timothy. Exactly. Get distracted from train noises. Exactly. Yeah, this is a way I'm going to show you how you bring your mind back into play whenever you need to. So just take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. really sigh out, actually make some sound. When you just let the sound ha come out of your body, what happens is you send a message to the auditory cortex in your brain, and it relates to the sounds that you heard as a child when you used to just relax. So you can just and if you want, you can even make a vocalization. You can even give yourself that kind of a sound, like this. And again, you send that sound, that sonic message to your unconscious to relax. Let's just do 3 more, seeing as it's Monday morning and we're all back. Monday afternoon now, to remember. Really good, that's right. Going deeper. Once more, just notice all of that tension leaving the body, your shoulders relaxing more and more. That's great. Really, really good. And now we're going to find your signals for congruence and incongruence. The very first step in getting back into relationship with yourself so that you feel aligned is to know when you're not. Think of a memory when you were out of rapport with yourself. You were incongruent. You could use some of the examples we've been talking about today. Pick a time when you were strongly conflicted and you were not all systems go. When you remember what it's like to be in that situation, notice you see. Who is there? What's going on? What are your choices? What are you saying to yourself out loud and inside your head? What is the other person saying and doing that makes you feel incongruent? Get the whole picture, the whole thing. What you see, who's there, what's going on, what are your choices? What are your limitations? What are you saying to yourself out loud and inside your mind? What is the other person saying or people saying and doing? And now, notice how you feel. Literally scan your body with your awareness and notice that there is some way you know that you are not in complete agreement with yourself. While you may not be able to put into words exactly how you know when you are in conflict that way, it is important that you notice the feeling or the sensation that alerts you to being incongruent. Often the signal for incongruence is an unpleasant part of an unpleasant body sensation of wrongness, felt somewhere in the chest or in the belly. Mine's always in the belly. And sometimes people notice that the left half of this area has one feeling and the right half has a very different feeling at the midline. Where those two different feelings meet, there's a sensation of mismatching, which is usually felt as uncomfortable. Where exactly do you feel your feeling of incongruence in your body? And what is the quality of this feeling? What is the color of this feeling? What is the shape of this? That's great, Siobhan. It's giving out to you. That's it. You've got it. Now, remember this feeling. By remembering this feeling in detail, you can use it in the future to signal you whenever you become incongruent. That signal will always be there whenever you are incongruent, and it will send a message to your unconscious, up into consciousness. And now relax just a moment. Take a brief pause. Now the next step is to think of a memory of total congruence and recreate it in your mind. In this situation, when you were in flow, you were feeling connected, exactly where you feel really, you felt congruent now, feeling flow state, feeling good, feeling great, feeling easy. Recreate that feeling of congruence in your mind. And in this situation, what do you see? What do you hear? What's happening? How do you feel in this congruent state? What is the feeling that serves as a signal that you are all systems go? Everything is flowing easily and effortlessly. Usually the signal for congruence is a pleasant, whole body feeling of excitement or readiness. People have many ways of describing this feeling of congruence. Some will say, I can't describe it, it's just that I know. It's an intuition. Some people hear a voice that says, okay, let's go. Some people say to themselves, I got this. Almost everyone that I've ever coached always reports some kind of physical sensation that accompanies this sense of, yeah, we can go for it. And often there's a sense of symmetry and balance and alignment in the body. Often there's a feeling of openness, often in the chest, often around the heart area. Yeah, sparkling is great. Another feeling of it is being drawn forward. Again, primarily in the chest. Notice where in your body you feel your signal for congruence. Find some words for the quality of the feeling. And remember both the feeling and the words, so you can anchor those thoughts and feelings easily. This can serve you in the future as a powerful memory for future congruence, when all parts of you are aligned and in flow easily. Remembering this flow state easily. And now I want you to compare the feelings of congruence that you've just experienced with the feeling of incongruence, and notice how different they are. Comparing the two, going backwards and forwards from congruent to incongruent, to congruent, to incongruent, will allow you to notice the differences really easily. If these feelings are in different parts of your body, you may be able to compare them by feeling them at the same time. However, most people and most of the actors I've worked with usually find it easier to compare the two feelings sequentially by switching from one to the other and one to the other, incongruent to congruent, incongruent to congruent. By comparing these two feelings, Mandy says, cow pattern sparkles. Absolutely it. Bang on. Fantastic. Cow pattern sparkles. That's exactly it. Exactly right. By comparing these two feelings in detail and remembering these differences, you can always know in the future when you're incongruent or congruent. And you can use this as ongoing feedback at the time. If you have any difficulty telling the difference between congruence and incongruence, you probably didn't take enough time to go through this. Because they really are like chalk and cheese, like cowpat and sparkles. Black and white, red and green, hot and cold. Really notice the differences. If you had any difficulty between them, go back again when you see this, go over this video again if you need to, do it one more time, that's fine. You'll just develop this sense, a real sense. You need to really go back into and dive into each of the two feelings. And as you're between the two, you can sense the differences and compare them. Yeah? So now what I want you to do is to think about this. I want you to think about times that you could use that. You can come back into the room now and come back into the room. Yeah, Siobhan says, yeah, frozen in time, incongruent, feel it in my chest. Okay, that's excellent. That's fantastic. So now you know. That's the whole idea. Whenever you feel caught in that chest feeling, you've got that there, you've got that stuckness around there. Okay, that means things are incongruent. But whenever you think about it being congruent, Siobhan says it's in her head. So she moves, all you got to do is move it from here to up into your head and know that you're now in a congruent state. So if you think of something you've got to do, Siobhan, maybe you've got to do something with your dad, maybe. I know, because I hope you don't mind me sharing, but I know you have difficulties with your dad at the moment, right? Let's say that the incongruent feeling might feel a little bit stuck in the chest in here, but maybe you kind of like just pop it into your head. Now you can be congruent. And when you're feeling congruent and you have that feeling in your body, then everything that you deal with your dad will be different. Sean, you say you've got scrunched neck muscles. I hope that's the incongruent one. Right? Okay, so when you have that feeling, right? Yeah. Okay, if you have that scrunched neck muscles around here, where are you feeling it, Sean, in your body? Where is that sense of that earth in that scrunchness? Where do you feel it in your body? Can you identify that? And where's the congruence? What's the difference? Brian says, couldn't put a finger on it. Yeah. Couldn't help yourself out. Absolutely. When you can separate these two things in your mind, it is the most powerful thing. Because imagine you're going to do a self-tape, and imagine you're realizing, and a part of you goes, oh, geez, I'm a little bit out of kilter here. What's my congruent state? Oh, yeah, No, yeah, back on. See, now my incongruent state is in my head. I get in my head. I get kind of caught up here. But my congruent state is in my belly. And when I feel it in my belly, I feel a warmth, I feel a connection, I feel a power, I feel an ease, and a sense of security. So if I'm going to start a self-tape, which one do you think I'm going to start from? Yeah, Sean says incongruent back of the neck. Congruence relief is in the chest, like it's opening out. You want to chuckle. Absolutely. So notice that whenever you've got to do something, anything you have to do now, notice when your body is giving you a sense, this is your body giving you a kind of a message, right? So much of what the courses that I'm talking about with you guys is about recognizing that your unconscious is continually giving you messages. And the way that you interpret them can really help you. If you feel that, usually you might have thought, oh, I've got this stuff in my back of my neck and, it's all tight and stiff. Oh, I might as well, how am I going to get through this? I'm just going to push through this situation. But if you know that the congruence relief is in your chest, like it's opening out because you want to chuckle, right? That is where you're in a really great space. So imagine you've got something negative you've got to do. You've got to do the bills, you've got to do your tax. Oh, I've got to do my tax. I really don't want to do it. Get congruent and now handle it. Arlene says, I felt it all down my right side was pulling me down heavy and blurred and sluggish and reddish. Congruent was a complete feeling of alignment, stronger, light, and sense of clarity. So was it done? The right side was pulling you down. Was the left side the congruent side? Was that right for you? Melissa says, clenched jaw, right chest, incongruent versus full body balance. What does that say? And a light warmth is congruent. Smiling and feeling secure. Yeah, clenched jaw or right chest is incongruent, right up here, or something there. And a light warmth, you're usually smiling, which you do a lot of, I have to tell you. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Eamon says incongruent feeling in his tummy. Congruent is a lightness on your shoulders. And you can see how it makes sense as well, right? Because if you've got an incongruence in your tummy, you're feeling sort of, that kind of bloated or trapped or stuck feeling, or in some way you're out of kilter. But there's a lightness in your shoulders, means that you're kind of going to be, you're approaching the world slightly different place, right? Yeah? Now, who was someone else I wanted to do? Cow pattern sparkles. That's hilarious. Never heard that. Yeah, and Beatrice says, yes, yeah, so your incongruent one, it was in your throat and your chest, stifling you around here. Throat and chest, again, it's this area. This is often an area for women, I have to say. From all of my years of coaching, it's often where women get trapped around this area, the throat area, speaking up, speaking out, through the patriarchy as a result. And you notice as well that Beatrice says that feel like in tune with the whole world when you're feeling different. Yeah. Yeah. Whereabouts do you feel that, Beatrice, in your body? Where do you feel that you're in tune with the world? Yeah. Yeah, so Brian feels an incongruent, big, heavy steel ball in the belly. Congruent, I'm an ESP power station in my chest. So you can literally make that little switch inside your head. It's just a switch. Yeah, and now Emily's noticed, so this is really important. Incongruent is churning stomach, reduced stature. That is so, so important. If you notice this, somehow your reduced stature, hips not aligned, what do you say, murky feeling, dark green, absolutely. Congruent is in your chest. So again, it's rising, your energy rises. Look at the difference. You can literally see what's going on here, can't you? You can see that. If your incongruent is a churning stomach and your reduced stature, your hips are not aligned, Yeah, murky and dark green. Congruent, your chest opens up, shoulders relaxed, spine lengthened, feels yellow. Put a load of yellow stuff around your house. Seriously, this is where all this stuff comes from. Little reminders of doing this. If you find something, stick something on your fridge. Just if you've got an image or something that works for you, just do it. Take that image, pop it on the fridge. Reminder. Congruent, incongruent. Just put something there. Nobody needs to know what it is, only you. You don't have to write, my feeling of incongruence is a churning stomach on, when I'm congruent, it's, just have a little image to remind you. Stick it on the fridge. Stick it next to your room, on your bed. Put it on your phone. Just a little thing. Carry it with you, little reminder. Yeah? Indra says, incongruence in stomach, congruence in the head. That's very common. Sometimes it's the other way around. Absolutely. Like for me, it's the other way around. Absolutely. A green frog. Perfect. Sean, you will always be unique. So there, look at that. Beatrice is a warm, happy feeling tingling through my body when I'm in the congruent state. For the whole body, right? So now that's a whole body feeling. Imagine that, and very confident then. You can have that confidence more and more as you connect to this feeling. When you connect to that feeling more and more, you'll feel better. All the time. Yeah, and Arlene says, both sides were totally different, incongruent, and the heavy sluggish was on the right, but congruence all felt perfectly aligned, like a thread pulling out to the center. Boom. Exactly. Absolutely. So the main point of this is so that you guys can start to notice the difference that you're actually doing. Yeah? So you can start to see ways and means that you can apply this. Does that sound good? What do you think? It's cool, right? Can you imagine what that's going to do whenever you have to do something you don't want to do, when you feel that incongruence? Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the gardening. Oh, let's just do the gardening, right? That's one of mine. I actually like being outside. I like gardening. I enjoy it. When I'm out there, I love it. Don't mind it at all. But the thought, right? So that's a way that you can use it to switch something. But let me know how that goes for you guys. And I think that sounds really cool. So I've got to go off now and get on with the masterclass. So those of you who haven't, below you ought to sign up for that. Everyone who gets signed up, I'm going to send out the link tomorrow so you can book your places. I do recommend you book the places because there's only 50 and there's about 20 odd have gone already. So you really want to kind of like be snappy in there with that. And we'll see you on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Is everybody happy with this? Everybody happy with the 1 o'clock? I love it. I think it's great. It means I have a morning I can be a bit clearer about things. I'm probably the same for you guys. So that's really cool. So I was going to do something else today, but I'm going to leave it at that. Yes, it is sorcery. You're absolutely right. It is. It's sorcery. You can hop over obstacles. Absolutely, you can. Yeah, love the idea. Use color around. Yes, yes. Color around your house. Congruent colors, sky blue. I have that color when doing self-tape next time. I'm incongruent. Absolutely. Just a little reminder. It's just a little reminder. Yeah, it's not a huge. It's just like, yeah, I need to just get back into that. Okay, and now you're using your body's own signals to generate good feelings in a way that you can remember your optimum state. When you feel great, let's feel great more of the time. What do you say, guys? I reckon we can do that. What do you think? Anyway, you've all been great. Well done. Absolutely. Brian's just back from the supermarket and has ordered a ton of coal. That's very good. I'm glad you did it. Absolutely. Sean's going to paint a frog. Absolutely. Bring that along on Wednesday. I want to see that examples. Okay, well, great, guys. I'm really glad that that worked out. Fantastic. And look forward to seeing you guys. Some of you I know I'm working with this week. I know Ali, we're doing a coaching call, aren't we? Coming up. That's all cool. Anyone not had their free calls, please make sure you get in touch. Jump on over to the website and grab a free call. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. God bless. Take care. Have a great time. Yo, bye now.